Kia ora, New Zealand. Welcome to Sweet Chain Live. This is episode 102A. This is a quick update for you on the first day of play at the South Island Championships here in Christchurch. It's been an absolute steaming hot day. I don't know if you've been out and about, especially here in Christchurch. It's been close to, I think, upwards of 30 degrees, edging towards 33 degrees. It's been terribly, terribly hot. But so has some of the play, and we're going to start by taking a look at the MPO division. Conor McKinstry came out hot on the opening card of the day, teed off at 10 o'clock with the rest of the Discmania 1 in 4 team, and put up an impressive 7 under par. He was joined by Jay Watkinson, who teed off a little bit later at 7 under as well. Joe Berry at 6 under, and Ethan Stout round out the lead card for tomorrow. There's some notable scores that we saw today. I think the most notable thing that we saw was that Levi and Jacko, who are two favourites coming into the tournament, are shot, I think, probably by their standards, relatively poorly, with a +1 and a +2 respectively. And that puts them 7 and 8 shots behind the leaders. But what I also think is interesting is that there's just 6 shots in total that separate 7th place with Nate Perkins, Andrew Popham, and Ryan Cambridge, and 43rd place, Hayden Edgley. So 6 shots separating nearly 35 people is going to mean that moving day is very much going to be moving day tomorrow. When we see the results coming through, it's going to be incredibly exciting to see. And really, anybody who's kind of there or thereabouts at this stage, anybody in the top 10 can make a rush for the finish. We've still got 2 rounds of disc golf to play. Plenty can still happen. And as we can see, hole 18 is a great example of this. There's some big swings that can happen. Looking at some of the stats, actually, hole 18, we can see here it's one of the hardest holes on the course, but has been birdied by a very large number of people, which means that there's going to be a great deal of hole separation coming down on the final hole of the course. So you're not going to want to miss it if you're in Christchurch playing, or you're in Christchurch watching. Then make sure that you catch the lead card. We don't have the tee off times yet. They're still being sorted out. I know the organizing team have done an outrageous job in setting up the course, packing it down each day, and making sure that it's all doing right. Hopefully, they've got their feet up whilst they're doing the scores and the tee times for tomorrow. Moving over to FPO, Hayley Flintoff has a 4-shot lead over Echo Lee in the ladies division. Michelle Simpson not far behind, and Paula Wilson rounds out the lead card for tomorrow. Pretty competitive division. This it's incredibly close to see if any really of the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th places can catch Hayley as she attempts to extend her lead going into tomorrow. In the MP40 division, Anthony Andrews closes the gap and indeed overtakes Mike Yu on the final hole of the course. What we're seeing there is a 3-shot swing between the top 2. Joseph Seebeck in 3rd, and Les Payne will be the lead cards. Again, there's quite a bit of packing up of scores here. A lot of people on similar scores. As you can see, I blew out terribly on the last 3, dropping 6 shots in the last 3 holes. Looking to not do that again tomorrow. The sad thing for all you watching, of course, is that because I didn't par hole 17, Brady won't be doing a disc giveaway for any of you guys, so that's a shame. But if you get onto him, maybe he'll have a heart, and if I can do something on the last 2 rounds, he might reward you guys with some prizes. Over to MA1, Scott Walker and Ben Kroll both putting in some very impressive 974 rated 3 downs in order to have tied share of the lead. Durand Caldecott and Craig Gold, by virtue of PDGA number, will be rounding out the lead card for tomorrow. And again, this is consistent across certainly the blue course. We've had there's fewer holes with score separation, which really means that when you get to those holes where there are score separation, hole 18 is a great example, then you've really got to make sure that you nail those and get the pass, because the rest of the course is playing fairly similar for everybody. And the amount of difference that you're seeing between the top and the bottom is perhaps less than otherwise it might be. A quick scout around the rest of the divisions. FA1, Amy Whitmore with a one-shot lead, 886, very strong. Going into day 2, it's going to be a good battle between Amy and Megan. We'll be following that to see who can hold on and take the FA1 crown. Over into MA40, Stuart Gilchrist with a relatively commanding lead compared to other divisions by 4 shots over Bryce Kennedy. Wellington's Carl Conlift and Dave Rose, by virtue of PDGA number, will round out the lead card in MA40. Across to FA40, and Nicholas Stout has got a strong lead going into moving day with a 6-shot lead over Wellington's Kath Headley and Jennifer Joint. Up to MA50, and it's a bit closer here. Chris Van Rensburg just 1 shot over Mark Tebbett and Gregor Brosnahan. Andrew Faulkner is doing his best to do his tournament directing and playing and managing to make league cards. They're doing a very good job of that. And over to MA60, John Rushworth with a 6-shot lead over Donald Booth and Paul Deacon. Down into MA2, Campbell Brown shoots 10 under par, 998 rated. Campbell, what are you doing playing MA2 if you're shooting 1,000 rated? Quite frankly, that's outrageous. Dwayne Fisher, just 1 shot behind at 987. Paul McKernan and Jason Mallion will be doing their best to chase them down tomorrow. FA2, Hannah Rushworth and Madison White go into moving day all tied up on 13 under par, and they'll be battling it out tomorrow with Caitlin and Chelsea following closely behind. In MA3, Finn Seeds has a 3-shot lead over Hinari Nukunuku and Martin Coots. Sam Weverill will also play on the lead card of MA3 tomorrow. And then diving into the juniors, it's Isaiah Winetti shooting a very impressive 931 rated 4 under par to take the lead there. And in the under 15s, Jai Tufunga hits 8 under par, including an eagle on hole 6 for a 976 rated round in MJ15. It's incredible to see. Alison Tweedy holds an 8-shot lead going into the second round of FJ15. So she'll be looking to do probably the same as she's done to get today in order to hold on to that lead. 841, very strong for an under 15 lady. Right, so all of the scores are in. I've just refreshed the page. We still don't have tee times, but I'm expecting them not any second, but let's be honest, at some point this evening. Let's just do a very quick check of the weather. This might interest some people. That was today's temperature. Looking at tomorrow, it's going to be 31 degrees according to this, and there's actually a Met Service heat alert going out for tomorrow. And it's going to peak at 30 degrees. We're going to have a northeasterly wind, but it's going to be changing throughout the day. So be aware of that. It was a northwesterly today, so you might want to change your approaches to some of your shots if that's going to be a problem for you. 31 degrees tomorrow with a heat alert. Make sure that tomorrow you're wrapping up. You'll slip, slop, slapping and wrapping, put a T-shirt on, put a hat on, put plenty of sunscreen on, get under the brollies, drink plenty of water, and make sure you stay safe out there. It's going to be an incredible moving day. We've got some very tight battles in pretty much every division. There's something to play for and battles to be had. So make sure that you tune into the scores on pdga.com/live. Search for the B-tier Discmania Garden City Open, and you'll be able to follow all of the scores live. We'll also be back tomorrow with another show where we'll have some guests on the show talking about their experience and their play so far. So make sure you tune in tomorrow night, 9 o'clock for all of the results and a preview of the final round. But wherever you're playing disc golf on moving day, take it easy, play well, get some birdies, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Cheers.